The Central Club.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Central Club. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We want to thank our sponsors for this week, the Kinnell Coffee Shop and also Sage Precision Hair Care. Make sure you go check them out on our socials. Today, we're opening up with a special guest. His name's Thayer. He's Cardiff-born, and he's been a bit of a buzz in the last 2 years during the pandemic with hit shows on Netflix and other avenues. Welcome, Tay. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How's things?
Yeah, very good, very good. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. And before I start, congratulations on your article.
I know. Do you know what? Fair play. I woke up this morning, and I thought it was just going to go on Wales Online. So, I'm just thinking, I'll be a little article. And then I guess a photo off you, don't I? 1 o'clock in the morning, it was last night. He was like, oh my God, you smashed it. You're on the front page of the Wales on Sunday.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
I got the paper out there. We bought the paper in the co-op, bro.
To be honest, I haven't even read the article on Wales Online yet. I'm going to wait till I go home later and just give it a read. But thank you very much. Obviously, it's been a bit of a whirlwind for me the last year or two, in a good way. And I think they're the same with you, really, as well, because I obviously didn't really know much of you before the pandemic. Obviously, my head was in another place anyway, but when I kind of settled down in the lockdown, and a lot of other people you came on the radar with some of the things you've done. Can you tell us a bit about how you've came, to be kind of a household name in Wales, especially?
Yeah, how I become to be a household name in Wales, well, I'll take it back 21 years ago now. My first role was in a film called Mind Blowing. I played Jules, like a little street thug, and always knew my heart was going to be in acting. Obviously I studied, college and stuff like that to get an education first for all the listeners. But I just knew my heart was always in there.
Yeah.
And I just pushed and workshops and courses here, out to LA, back from LA, build up a show reel, get registered with the agencies who do the extra work, gain as much experience as I could. So I understood the industry and then just pushed. And then in the end, got to where I am today.
So obviously, going back, was there a certain thing in your life that made you want to do acting? Was it in your teens? Was you a film fanatic to say, was you into your films and stuff like that? Yeah,
what made me want to go into it was obviously watching films. I loved films. Obviously, everyone watches films growing up. Yeah. Whether you like them or not, you're going to watch a film anyway. And I thought, I'd love to do this and I'd love to do that. And I just pushed and I thought, let me try it. I can always say I tried. It was hard, don't get me wrong. You get tested. I pushed up and down, no here, yes here, we'll let you know, rejections, setbacks, camera tests. And I was thinking, well, when you watch it on TV, I didn't realise it was this hard because the background stuff people don't see. The hard graft, the digging, And I thought, just keep doing it. It's got to happen. These guys, they're human beings. They're no different from me. Yeah. And then I obviously done my research and thought, right, let me watch the interview on Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Pacino, the main names we knew, and then started going down the list. Armand Desante, old school actors. Each one of them had exactly the same story, but in a different way. So I thought, okay, then that sort of matches mine. So let me do what they done, because it worked for them. And obviously I stuck to it, I persevered. And in the end, and I thought, wait a minute, right, this door's open now. There's got to be another door behind this. Right, I'm in now. Right, keep going. That door opened. Keep going. And in the end, it's not like I made it. And this is for the listeners, for the record. It's not like I made it. Yeah. Now, the door's been opened. Now I'm sat on the table with it and go, okay, then. Now, Thayer, you can come in. Yeah. I've banged the door for 18 years. Ready. And now they said, you know what, Thayer, now come and sit on the table. This is so-and-so. This is so-and-so. He does this. She does that. He controls this, she controls that. So now I know how it works. So I feel, okay, now I know exactly what to do. But I have to do everything like I just said to get to.
Well, how old were you when you started?
I'm 39 now. 1999 I started.
1999, so what, how old was you?
About 18, 19 I think I was.
So you just left, was you after school, was it? Or did you?
Yeah, even in school I was doing little stuff. Look, I got VHSs from 99, 96, 97, doing impersonations, acting film scenes out. Yeah. Honestly, years ago, my brother still got them. And then I just, obviously still doing all the college stuff because obviously you need another income. Yeah. Unless you break through and you're having residual income and you're financially stable like all the big major actors, I could sit back and say, yeah, I'm chilling, but I can't. I still have to work on the side and get other jobs to build it up because it's hard. Headshots, show reels, agency fees, managers fees, all stuff like that is hard. You have to invest a lot of time and money into yourself. Does that make sense?
It's not an easy industry to get in.
No, it's easy to start, but to get where you want to get in there, it is hard. It's not easy to get into. It's easy to start the stuff, but then once you're on the... Sorry,
I don't mean to speak over you. Like, there's enough education about getting into that industry, do you know what I mean? Like, do you reckon it's a bit...
because obviously back then, I think the stuff on the internet wasn't as much as it is now. Like, the internet's a PR machine. It's powerful for any industry in the world. You know, I speak to some people and they say, do you know what? I learned more off YouTube than I did in college and uni. Honest to God, I'm not even joking. Seriously,
you can learn to play
just watching seminars and tutorials on YouTube and listening to the people who's been there before, and now they finished and they're passing the send in the elevator back down to the younger generation like I do. And he said, I learned more. So in that respect, now you can go online and check this out and think, right, okay, how do I do this? Like anything. Do you understand? You just go on YouTube, how do you change this? Or Google, how do you do that? It comes up,
how do you cook an egg, like, you know?
You can literally learn anything on YouTube nowadays, can't you? There's so much on there.
Exactly, there you go. But the when people hear my story and hear everybody else's story, they think, oh, do you know what? Nah, man, I listened to Thayer's podcast. Nah, I spoke to Thayer. Look what he had to go through to get where he wanted. If you want that, you have to. As simple as that. I said to you guys earlier, I said I didn't have mummy or daddy to say, you are. How much do you want, son? You want it? Go and get it.
Do you know
as simple as that. I didn't have it. No offence to whoever have. Because if they have, it's easier for them, for daddy to go, you are Bristol Old Vic, Royal Academy. Go and train here, go and train there. It's not necessarily going to make you break through when you qualify, because I know that, because I've auditioned for big productions and got them when they've auditioned people who have come out of drama school, who have trained for 4 years. And I said, what happened? Too dramatised on camera. Because there's a camera what tells the truth.
Of course, yeah, obviously.
Do you get me? You could be wicked, your CV could be class. Same as me, the beast wins sometimes. I've gone in, had 3 camera tests. Sorry, Faye, they went somewhere else. No problem.
Do you reckon not having a mum and dad gave you more hunger, though? Like,
I had mum and dad. What I meant by that is I didn't have mum and dad to give me financial stability.
Yeah, of course. Well,
of course, they pushed me because it's where my heart was. Once your heart's in something, 75% of the people today don't like their job. They have to work for the sake of it. I still have to work in a boxing gym and get my hands hammered. I've got a recurring injury in my left hand. I still got to take people on the pads. I still got to pay the bills. Do you understand what I'm saying? I still got to pay all stuff like that until I break through. But if I want something is in my heart, I'm going to follow it. You know, 9 times out of 10, I'm Arab. And in the Arab world, you have to listen to the parents. So education, engineer, dentist, civil engineer, be a doctor. They pushed all that on me. So I got MDQ 1 and 2 in mechanical engineering. So I went to college. I've worked on the railway. So I had to listen to my parents because I was under their roof. I'm old school. Respect. I've always gone by that. I'm old school. Do you get me? So I respect my parents. So I always listen to what they wanted me to do. So I've done the education side. They said, if your heart's in it, go and follow it. Don't just say to us, oh, you know, and be thinking like we're going to be worried about you. And then obviously, when I did start doing it and they started seeing me do all stuff like that, and I seen the happiness in their face. I thought, wow. And that's when you appreciate everything. And everything starts to mould. You mould yourself. Even if I was moulding myself, it's mad. It's like a law of attraction. I was moulding my career, but you know I was moulding other people with me? My parents, my friends, my missus. Everyone started having these big grins on their face. Go on, Faye. Do you know what? You smashed it, bro.
Yeah.
I've had people come up to me and shake my hand and say, do you know what? I've got to apologise. I said, well, honestly, this one true. I said, what for? They said I was one of the ones who sat there and laughed and said, is he mad? Is one of the hardest nuts to crack. No chance. He's mad, bro. Trust me, he's mad. He's wasting all his money. He's wasting all his time back and forth to London on the train, going to here, this city, this meeting. And I managed to get my feet in the door.
Smashed it.
Yeah, Tom, you've got a similar story to that, haven't you? With like obviously opening the, like a lot of people doubted you.
Yeah, it's course, like even my own, you know, with all due respect, my dad, and there was, you know, friends at the time as well who, you know, they said like, you opening a barber shop in your parents' front room, miles away from any school or anything like that, no passing trade, it's never going to work. And it worked. You know, it's just, if you've got a vision, no one can even tell you what.
Exactly.
If you've got a vision and a work ethic, no one can tell you what to do, I don't think.
That's the one thing you can't take away from someone.
100%. The problem we got is, I've said this before, and people have heard me say this before, and I always say it again because it's true, is when we want to do something, we're always worried about other people's opinions. So there's people in life today, as I speak, there's people out there worried to do things in life. They're letting other people's opinions dictate their life. There's loads of people coming to me, oh, I'd love to do it. So I'd love. You're making I'd feel like it's a big word. It's not.
That's
Ego.
Yeah.
Why are you worried about what
It's like
other
a
people
dream,
think?
innit? And it's just like it'll never happen. So
Yeah,
you
who
need to
cares?
say,
And
"I
obviously
will."
we're out 2 days, like 3 days later. You forgot about. Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
Just do it. If
like
it doesn't
Helen.
work, try it again.
It's exactly like you, bro. Like, who would have, like you,
Yeah,
you know.
and for a long time, I doubted myself. For a long time, I didn't think I would change. Do you know what I mean? So when I switched that around on his head, and I thought, you know what, I'm worth more than this. That's when things started to come good for me.
Well, exactly. Look at your story. Well,
Do you
come
know what I
on. There's no help is there with anything in life, whatever you want to do. Some industries are harder than others, but the help is there. You know, don't be afraid to ask the help. Help will be there. But when you're on certain industries like mine,
Yeah,
you got to graft it on your own.
of course.
You know,
Okay.
Once you start ploughing and your path starts to get paved, it's up and down. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Everything then starts to come together.
So, do you remember any of your time, like when you was born in Iraq? Do you remember your childhood there, or?
I don't remember. I was born in 1981, and I moved to Wales then in 1983.
Okay.
And we was going to go back in 1990 because my dad came over here to finish his studies in Cardiff University. But the first Gulf War invasion happened,
Yeah.
Desert Storm. And we got to Heathrow and they said, sorry, there's sanctions like there's a war. But obviously Mum and Dad are used to the Iran and Iraq war. We got bunkers in the house, we're fine. And it was like, no, sorry. So we had to stay here and we were refugees then. 10 years it took to get a British passport back then.
Wow.
It's 10 years, man.
10 years.
So, obviously, so you're from St Mellons, so you're a Cardiff boy. So, what school did you go to growing up?
Yeah, I'm from St Mellons. Growing up at primary school, first I was in Rofe actually, and then I think, how old was I? I went to Oakfield Primary School, and I can't remember how old I was, and then Rumney High School.
It's the one that's knocked down now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they knocked it down.
Yeah,
It breaks my
yeah.
heart every time I drive past.
And when you was in high school, did you do like drama class, acting class?
I was
there?
good. I was in. To be honest, and this is another thing for the listeners. What I achieved, anyone can achieve it because I was in F, which was a low class.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, like do you know
I
what
used to
mean?
say
didn't
F
have
was,
no-
F was for fantastic.
I had C of V back then. I'm showing my age then. It was C of V, Certificate of Achievement, not just GCSE entry
Okay.
in the exams. So I had like all E's, D's, and F's and all that. So I didn't even know what I had in my GCSEs. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And yeah, so that doesn't like really. So it's not going to dictate anything you want to do. Obviously, depending certain things you want to do in life, unless you got them grades, you ain't getting in. But like, yeah, man, Rumney, I was in F for 5 years, low class.
Mad. And obviously, you're quite well toned, and you're quite fit guy, and that. So I know you're a boxing trainer and that as well. So is that obviously pay a bit? Is that a positive? Not a positive. How can I put it?
Yeah, it's right where you're asking. I know where you're coming
for what
from.
you're doing with your acting and
100%.
stuff.
I always treat everything in life professional because the license I hold is a professional boxing training license with the British Boxing Board of Control. So I always approach everything, even acting, like it's a fight. Obviously, for the record, it's not as brutal, guys. I know that. So for the record, it's not as brutal as boxing. But I always treat it like that. So in audition, if I don't get it, that's just like a body shot. I'll counter and come back. So I always treat it like that. So it's testing who you are. You're only as good as your last fight. Do you get me? Like, yeah, the fight will tell you. You can. Joey will tell you that. He's a pro, and you can run as much as you can. You can diet as much as you can. You can do as many sprints. You can do as many rounds sparring. Only when you fight and after the fight, your body and your mind will tell you, I should have run more, I should have sparred less, or I should have done this. It's only when you get into that fight, they'll tell you who you are. They'll test you.
So, so have you been fighting yourself then? Do you fight?
My last fight was 6 years ago. I used to love it. I did want to turn pro, but to be honest, I was more of a crowd fighter. I wanted to fight to the
you
crowd.
want the
I'd
real
throw a
crowd,
wicked
yeah.
backhand and say, yo, did you see that shot? And get caught with one.
Stylistic fight.
Yeah. It's, do you get me? I was like the Nassim one, man. I wanted, like, one of the fights I had, I wanted to come in a helicopter Seriously, and lands in the show
You're
in
a
a
proper
helicopter
showman, innit, like?
off a rope ladder and that, and indoor fireworks with all models and dancers next to me. Honest to God, like Nassim style. I rang the council. They said, "Where do you think you are, Vegas?" They put the phone down.
Where was the venue?
Lambrumley High School when it was there. Because you got the field, haven't you, Carl? Do you get me? I was going to come down and seriously, I rang them up. It was 550 quid for the helicopter for half hour. The helicopter people said, "Yeah, it's cool." They laughed.
No,
they said you need to get a permit from the council.
That's mad,
It was classy. When mate, can you explain again? So I told him. He said, "Where do you think you are, Vegas?" Put the phone down.
Land Vegas, innit? Land Vegas, you should go.
Who did you look up to, like?
Boxing, my
Yeah.
favourite boxer is Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
But all of the fighters, man, because obviously he's the fight game. You're risking life for life in the ring. So I respect all fighters, but my favourite fighter growing up was obviously all the old school fighters.
That era. Yeah, the golden, the
Yeah,
iron
all
era.
the old school
Yeah.
boys, man, who didn't care who they fought. They didn't care about money. They had to fight every
in the
week to
90s,
survive.
80s,
all that.
90s.
Now it's all.
not
Now
the
it's
same.
all.
Pay-per-views,
It's all
different
now
now,
it's all it's
Money.
It's a system.
Yeah, man.
Now it's a system. Back in the day, one system. It was trainer and trainer, gym and gym. Let's go. And
Yeah.
promoter. And now you got television rights. Oh no! Don't fight him now. I could squeeze another 5 million if you fight him in the summer. No! Don't fight him now. Let's make. He's in a press conference next week. Let's go to the press conference and cause a massive row so we sell more.
That's it.
It's all
Politics.
showbiz. It's all showbiz
Yeah,
now, man.
it's
It's a
about
show.
politics
Money,
to it.
yeah.
What is it? What is it about boxing that, like, you know, because you could have chosen any sport, really, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? What is it about?
Kickboxing you could have done, innit?
You
No,
know,
we don't mention that. Cut that.
loses respect.
No, I watched him before and he was like, "Yeah, I used to do kickboxing, but don't mention that. You got to drop it in there."
What is it about boxing, and you know, looking up to those? What is it about? You know, is it the mindset or is it the sport itself? Because some consider it like an art.
Yeah, of course.
So,
it's,
so what is it exactly that really inspires you about that sport, and what makes you think, yeah, this is what I'm in love with doing?
because it's the sweet science, as they call it. It's mind against mind. Look, you got to be fit. You got to be on weight. You got to have all that. Do you know if you haven't got the fights in the fights in your brain is what you know up there controls your hands and your movement. That's what's telling your body to move. You with me? Like I said to you earlier about Me on My Mind, the film I wrote.
Yeah.
You're telling your body what to do. So if you haven't got a good fight up there, you haven't got a good boxing brain, you're not going to go far. That's what I like about it. It's mind versus the other guy's mind. So it's showing you whose mind is stronger than the others and whose brain, boxing brain, is more skillful than the other guys. Because you've had guys come in ripped.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, it's not that. Forget that. What's here? What's he got here? What can control how he looks in the
AJ
fight?
Ruiz's fight was a perfect example of that.
Of course it was.
Well,
He
yeah,
gave up
it
mentally,
was.
didn't he?
100%.
I think
You see
Fury
it.
as well, though. Like, I think he's a tactician. Like, you know,
Yeah.
being
Who's that?
Tyson Fury, like, he's not your biggest banger, is he? Like, do you know what I mean? And
He can box.
yeah, exactly. It's a lot of brains.
He's a big boy.
boxing
He can
family.
box. He's smart. He only got to lean on you. Do you know when you go into a clinch, boys? Do you know how horrible it is?
You know, I can imagine.
Do you know when you go
though,
into a clinch? It's like someone's going and sucking the energy out of you. It zaps you. So he's very smart in going into the clinch. You watch him how he just goes into a dead weight.
Dead weight,
He won't
yeah.
use his to push you off.
Why is that though? Why does it feel so hard?
Because don't forget, you're fighting. So you're constantly. As soon as ding the first round goes, your mind's working.
Yeah, 100.
You're using your mind, didn't you? Obviously, because you're watching. Okay, let me I'll flick a jab, see where his head goes. Okay, he's still on the line. I'll think again. Oh, he's still on the line. I'll go and chuck a big right hand. He's off the line. He stepped off. Okay, then let's have a look. Okay, I'm cutting the ring off. See what you're doing? You're talking to yourself. You're watching his body movements. You're watching his hands, his footwork. Do you see what I'm on about?
Yeah.
So you're draining there anyway. Okay. Once you go into a clinch and someone leans on you, and you've got people who's smart, who knows how to tuck you up, tie you up, and they knows all the little dirty tricks on the inside, that zaps another 15% of your fuel. Think when the first bell goes, you both got full tanks. Is who can consume their fuel. Some fighters know, right, I'm getting to reserve here, they'll back off, recover, breathe in, control their breathing, and then step back into the fight. Like in and out, and you see him how the ring craft, how they can cut the ring off. Honestly, that's what I love about the sport. And then you shake hands after it. Same as rugby. I love rugby. They batters each other, shake hands after it. Any fight, combat sport, or anything like that, it's the battle of the minds, man.
Yeah.
Would you? Sorry, Bob. Go on. I was going to say. So, would you say then, you know, if you look up to your Bruce Lees, then, and your people like that, and you know, even your Floyd Mayweathers and people like that, who they talk more about their mindset rather than they do the sport
exactly,
itself.
because you train your mind. Remember what Bruce Lee said about water?
You are the water.
Be like water. Water still is not dangerous. Spill it, and look what happens. See, you know, he's on a different level, man.
He is, isn't he?
Bruce Lee was all about, like you said, the mind and how to control things, and all the ability with your opponents in front of you with fear. Fear makes it is a big part of the life. It's fear. How do we block the fear? Fear will always be there. Okay? Like Bruce Lee said, fear is always there. You'll never get rid of it. It's how do we move it and just put it to one side and attack. Are you with me?
Yeah.
You have that nervous stuff, don't you? We get nervous. Yeah, God created us anxious. We always want more. But we'd always be nervous. I still get nervous now if I'm going in for an audition. Even when I spar and have a little technical spar with the boys. Or even if it's a tech spar, no head guards or punches to the face. I can't anyway because my job is always from like the neck down, just body sparring. I get a bit nervous and think, hang on a minute, this guy knows, he knows the ring. How do you put the fear behind you? Fear is always there. It's always going to be there. You got confidence and you got fear. They're always together. It's never like, oh, do you know what? I'm always confident now. Yeah. I'm always, yes, you have to have that attitude, but fear's always there. It's next to it. Going, ha ha, I'm still here. I ain't going anywhere. It's how you control your fear and stick it to one side and move forward.
Do you know what? You're quite a confident guy, though. How do you block that fear? What do you do to like be more confident?
Do you know? I always had confidence. Like obviously, like I say to people, I've always had confidence. Arrogant, I've never been. Arrogance,
Fine line, innit?
arrogance won't get you nowhere because you'll just get caught out later on in life. I won't lie to get anywhere. I won't sell myself out to get anywhere. If I'd done that, I wouldn't be here. I'd be living in LA in a mansion. Trust me, bro, especially in my industry. If I wanted to sell myself out, I would have been in LA years ago. I know how it works. I've been in it 21 years, a long time. That I will never do. Confidence I always had. Yeah? And then you build it as you use it. Okay? Confidence is a perfect example, right? It's a candle. You got to light it and just watch it burn and keep it burning. As soon as you blow it out, you start again. You got to, that fire is like a furnace. Feed it. Coal. Just keep feeding it like that. And what happens? It builds. It's like anything. It starts building. And like I said, the law of attraction. You start attracting things. Thinking, okay, I'm confident to do that. Oh, Thayer, do me a favour. Will you come up to school, like I think it was last week or a week ago, which later on I'll speak about the charity I'm involved in. I went to Western High School up in Ely to speak to the kids up there.
Yeah, it's good, that. Fair play.
I done poetry, stand-up poetry. I used to do I used to write poems.
Really?
I used to do stand-up poetry to people who used to come and watch. That's how I built my confidence. I always had it, but I didn't know how to measure it. How confident I was until I was put in that place on a stage in front of 200 people, in front of 100 people, in front of 50 people, in front of a meeting with Channel 4, Netflix, Russo Brothers, this and that. That's when I knew, okay, yeah, I am confident. That's when it tests you because you think, oh yeah, I'm confident, I just done that. Do you know what? I felt all right. And then you get a phone call in. This one says 200 people in there, and the two of them who's going to be sat at the front are from so-and-so. And you're like, oh, that knocks your confidence.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh, how am I going to deal with this? There's a psychological battle then. If they didn't tell me who them two people were, maybe I'd have been fine. But again, it tells you who you are.
Have you ever like dealt with any like mental health problems before at all? Like,
I haven't really dealt with any mental health problems before, but a situation I had to deal with, like I was when my son got diagnosed with autism. That was a massive blow. Because as you know, I'm a confident guy.
Yeah.
I'm very, I got pride. I had things ready for him to do.
Which, you know,
and unfortunately I can't. So, you know, just everyday stuff, which a normal mainstream child you could do with. That was a massive blow. It's something I'll never get over, but it's something I had to learn to deal with.
Adapt.
And especially, I had to adapt. But then what you see is then, he's my son. He leads my hand, I don't lead his. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So whatever he wants, he has. It's not spoiled. I see spoiled kids. I know what spoiled is when they don't appreciate things. Gimme. Take. Oh, son, put it away. Yeah. That's spoiled. He'll have what he wants because he's deprived from what he can do. So I'm not going to say, no problem, son. Do you want to go to the airport, 1 o'clock in the morning? Let's go. Do you want this? No problem. Do you want a new iPad? Break it. It's like a conveyor belt because he loves his iPad. He won't play with any toys. So he breaks his iPad, it's broke, no problem, here's another one. That's all he wants. He don't want nothing else. He just wants his iPad, his biscuits, his orange Fanta, his Frutellas, and his chicken nuggets. That's all he wants in life. Nothing else, he'll have it. Any time of day he wants it. That's the only blow I had. But anything like...
How old is he now?
He's 12 now.
What's his name? Sorry?
Rome.
Oh, it's a lovely name.
Lovely name, yeah.
Fair play. Yeah, that's good. Like, do you know what I mean? Like you said, you don't overly spoil him just because of... Sorry. You don't overly spoil him as well. You know, it could be easy enough, like, if your son has defects or something, I'll give him everything, you know.
Exactly. It's simple. He'll ask for what he wants. You can talk, so he'll ask me for what he wants. iPad, chicken nuggets, sweets, pink sweeties. He'll call Frutellas, obviously, because they got their own dialogue. Pink sweeties, orange lemonade means Santa. These are the only things he asks for. Aeroplane means the airport. Or he'll see something maybe new, which I don't know, and I'll say, what's that? And he'll show me. Or I'll go in the shop, and he'll fill up the whole trolley with things. He won't eat half of it. He's probably seen it somewhere on a cartoon or likes the colour of it. I'll take it home. It's in the cupboard. But I won't say no. He'll have it. Because he can't do what other kids could do. And if I had that, I would have pushed all the way for whatever he wanted to do. If he wanted to be a ballet dancer with a pink thong on, he's been a ballet dancer. Daddy's here for you. Come on, son, let's go. Yeah. I'll even go up on my toes for you. How long I'll last, I don't know. But let's go. Whatever he wanted to do, any sport. So this is why I say to friends, family and people, appreciate the health you got.
Yeah.
With your kids, whatever they want to do, spend time with them as much as you can. They're the extension of you. They're the other generation. Does that make sense? They're going to then take your flag. When we're gone, they're going to go, oh, you're so-and-so's father, are you? Raz, I remember your old man, he was mad. Do you get me? That is the next, our candle, our window closes, and they're the next generation.
Is the having your son, obviously he's 12 now, so you've obviously, adapted to whatever, but is it a good balance in your life with your sports, acting, and your son? Do you see him, does he live with you?
Yeah, of course, yeah. It'll be hard now because obviously I'm attached to some projects, and the majority of the time, if I'm ever filming, is always going to be over 2 or 3 months. Depending on the project, it could be like 3 days, which I've done in February in Carmarthen. It could be 2 days, it could be 1 day, like I'm filming in London Friday. But sometimes it could be 2 or 3 months. When it comes to that, it will be hard. So there's got to be a balance. Yeah. We get help, don't get me wrong. So for everyone who helps us, you all know who you are. Thank you very much. We get help and all that, but we gotta balance it out.
Let's go on a bit about obviously your acting then. So I read a tweet not long ago by a guy called Stephen McGee just before the pandemic, and he said, COVID-19, are you going to be naughty or are you going to be nice to me? So do you think it's been nice to you then? Is it because obviously in my eyes it helped me massively because it made me realise that my time to stop being an addict was then, and I obviously I only noticed you during the lockdown. Would you say it's been nice to you, the COVID pandemic?
Yeah, what is that? I said this before. Personally to me, do you know what? It's not even just to me. It's affected everyone. Yeah. So there was positives and negatives in it. It exposed who we really were. So it told us who we really were. Yeah. Because it stopped everything. Could we then do something else? Could we then live with what COVID stopped us doing? Yeah. We're used to stuff. Yeah? It's not so much taking things for granted, but we had stuff to do. The world was normal. And all of a sudden, it just went, stop. You can't do this. You can't go there. You got to wipe your hands. You got to wear it. Things was told us, what do you mean I got to do all this? We're not used to all this. So it exposed the system, and it told us who we really were. So yeah, to answer your question, it did affect, obviously, the film world. Like, it affected everyone. I think everyone, so I can't even speak for myself. It affected everyone. Yeah. It's how we not so much come back off it, because they are lifting the restrictions, it's how we dealt with it at the time when we were told, stay in your house. Yeah. Because how do we deal with that? Going back to the question you asked about mental health and stuff like that and depression. For a lot of people, it affected them really bad, and I feel sorry for the people who had an escape to go out. Their escape from family and problems, like children who probably got it hard with their parents.
Yeah.
School was an escape. They hate school, but the reason why they had to go to school was because it was hard with parents at home. The missus at home, who maybe had a bit of hard with her husband or her boyfriend, her job was an escape to get away from him. His job was an escape to get away from her. So all of a sudden, this pandemic have come along and it's gone, do you know what?
Yeah.
It stops. Raz, how am I going to get away from the missus? Raz, how am I going to get away from... Oh, do you know what? I can't do this. I can't do that.
Yeah.
It tested who we were. But then do you know what it made us do? I think, in my opinion, it made us solid. As people now, we know who we really are.
Yeah.
So it tested us because it's something new. Because you only know how strong you are. Like Bob Marley said, you only know how strong you are until strong is the only thing left to do. Look at that statement.
That's a deep statement, I don't know. That is deep.
100%. Fact. We didn't know. It was a test. We was all used to the lifestyle. I was filming here. I was going back and forth to London. I had a contract out in Morocco. I was going to see my mate in LA. I was going to the world premiere of Mosul in LA, but then it went to Netflix. And then this and that. Loads of things I had written down I was going to do. And then obviously this pandemic come and just gone bang, like a body shot, which I couldn't recover from.
Well, that's it. It's all, like you said, it's all about adapting, and I think we were all on a level playing field. It's the same in football. I'm a massive Liverpool fan, and a big thing I blame about our terrible season is we've got no fans. You know, we've got our home crowd, but it's the same with every team. All of them. So, you know, we've all, you know, whatever, you know, kind of thing we're doing in our lives, we're all on that same level field when it comes to this COVID pandemic, and it's what you've done with it. You know, with the acting then, obviously you're back doing stuff now. Did you do any filming during the pandemic?
Yeah, I did. Not last year when it was the first one, when they completely locked us all off.
The second one.
The second one, I filmed... Was it? Yeah. Sorry, last October I filmed for 5 days in London. A short film called No Ordinary Man. And that trailer's on YouTube, people can watch. It's now been submitted to over 10 film festivals, and now has been in suggestion for Best Short Film in the Prague Film Festival. And then last February, I filmed for 2 days in West Wales with Tom Felton, Drago Malfoy of Harry Potter, the little blonde boy. My scene was with him. He plays Richard Goodridge in The Counsellor in a film called Save the Cinema, and I play Mr. Hopkins. And that was that one. And then obviously loads of audition stuff and stuff like that I've been doing at the moment. So they're starting to lift and it's starting to get a bit easier.
Sorry, bro, my bad. I was going to say, when that guy who you met from Harry Potter, what is the level of acting at compared to, you know, like, would you say it's like what is it like?
He's been in front of camera since he was 8 years old. So we rehearsed in the trailer, we rehearsed on our way to the set. We done it in I think we rehearsed 4 times and we shot it in 3 takes.
What's it like being around him? Like, what, you know, because obviously, you know, working at such a young age and doing this thing, like...
You could see, do you know what? You could see, like, obviously he's been in front of camera, so he's professional. Obviously I'm professional. So in terms of levels, I can't see what level he's on. I can see career CV-wise, what he's done compared to what I've done. But level to what he's on, I can't compare that. So obviously people on set, it's Tom. I didn't see none of that. I just treated him as a Tom Felton.
Yeah, colleague.
My scenes with him, we had a little laugh. I had to manage to get a little video drop off him. They was all asking me, don't. I said, what do you mean don't? It's my smile. I said, Tom, what are you saying? It's a little message for everyone. I got it, I put it everywhere. People
he was cool, I've seen it.
Yeah, do you get me? I said, what do you mean don't ask him? I said, well, you automatically implied that off him.
Put him in a box.
Whether he's a bit of a thing on set.
You get his wand out.
You're going to try that with me. I'm from St. Man's. I'll tell him straight, Joe, come here, brother, let me have a word. Listen, none of that wrong jer. No, seriously, no gassing. I'll tell him straight, none of that ego wrong jer, mate. I don't care what you've done. No video drops, fine, but don't give me that attitude.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Do you get me? It was in the thing, but I just set it up. I didn't ask him. I set it up nice, didn't I? I was like, just finished with Tom. Got a little message. Took my mask off and whatever he said. Do you get me? But in terms of like thing, you cause obviously, but the guy's been in front of camera since he was 8 years old. Yeah. He knows the industry, but he was very professional as well. Because when we run the lines, I could see where he switched. Because we're in the trailer, I'm having my makeup done, and my hair, and he's next to me, so we're just running through the lines. He's joking, laughing.
You had
How are you? Blah, blah,
you have
blah,
different
having a
methods
chat,
of how
having
you
a
switch
chat
on, obviously.
about his car collection and stuff like that, and his house in LA. And then once we got in the production car to go to set, that's when I seen the transition, and he clicked into the character he was playing.
I was looking at an Instagram account the other day called Sideline Culture. I don't know if any of you follow it. It's brilliant, yeah. And I was watching the BTS footage of DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know if any of you seen that.
Yeah, it's class.
Brilliant. Like, you see him like that, and you know he's like sort of like he's sharp in focus, and then all of a sudden they action, boom, and you just see how they switch.
Yeah, I'll tell
It's
you
amazing.
a true story now. When we was in Morocco, when I went over the first time for Mosul, and Milo Fura, the DOP, the director of photography for Mosul, was Denzel Washington's DOP on 3 productions, even on Training Day, right? Training Day, listen to this. He won an Oscar for Avatar.
Yeah, big film.
Yeah, he won an Oscar for Avatar, for being a DOP on Avatar. So we're all sat there having like a production meal before any filming started, and they're chatting, and we're there till like 3, 4 in the morning in the hotel. We're all chatting away, and he's like this and that, like, and obviously the name dropping, they was dropping out, so my hairs were standing. I was like, look, listen to this, we're all nudging each other, and then he's speaking and speaking. I said, what was he like? You know, what's he like? As a person, like you're asking, like how Tom is. He said, I don't know. So watch this now. I said, what do you mean you don't know? You've just been telling me for the last 2 hours how you've been his DOP on 3 productions, even Training Day, one of my favourite films. Listen to this. He said, to meet Denzel and to know who he is, you got to go to his house. He said, every time I met him, he was the character. Even when they called cuts, even when he was in the trailer, and when he turned up to set. The only way I'd know him is if I bumped into him in the streets, or I'd see him at the awards, or I'd seen him at the premiere. And that's when I knew who he really was. He comes on set as the character, goes in his trailer, sees everything else. Obviously, when you're on a level like his, he's controlling anything. Whoever he's doing the scenes with, he calls them into his trailer, runs the scenes with them, makes sure they're comfortable. Yeah, with them. Said, we'll go out on camera, take it easy. Look how strong that is. He said, to know him, you got to go to his house. He said, I only ever met the characters he played. Even going to Ryan Reynolds, when he filmed Safe House, there was one scene, they was going like this. Ryan, you're staring at him. Cut. Where he was so engrossed in the character, he was playing his dialogue in the scene, they had to call cut, because he lost character. See, this was an interview I was watching him saying it. He said they had to cut. He said he just goes to a different level. He's just unbelievable.
Is it not a
They embody their spirit, bro. They don't
is it a
even
ritual
like
you do yourself?
Say again?
Is it like is it like a way you go through?
Yeah, of course, because when I played Mosul, I had an advantage because it was about Iraq. I know the history about Iraq. I'm from Iraq, and I'm an Iraqi actor, and I speak the dialect. Okay, so for example, we split it as 100. Yeah, 25% I'm from Iraq. Fine. He speaks Iraqi. That's 50%.
Nice.
He's from Iraq. 75. I had 25% left.
That's you
to build the character. So I do my research on SWAT officers, watching all things on ISIS, on YouTube, online. We're playing a SWAT team. The Thayer SWAT team, the desperate battle to destroy ISIS, is based on an article in New York. We're playing real people. I did my history on all our articles, writing things down, taking notes on the characters I was playing, really to put it all together, to put it in deep. That's what I've done. And then I played Omar in Baghdad Central. I had to completely strip my character back to the 25 of being from Iraq, speaking it. No, sorry, what was it I said? Yeah, Iraqi actor, speaking it, and being from there. 25% I had left to build Omar as a character.
Strip down the other one.
I went and bought the book, Baghdad Central. I come across Omar in page 186, the character I was playing. And then I read about him, what he was. So he's a humble, toned down bodyguard. Yes, madam. No, madam. I don't know if any of you watched it. It's a completely different character to who Hooker was. The guy I played in Mosul, because it's high octane.
Who likes random case and that.
Iraqi Rambo, as they called me. Whatever, yeah. And then obviously then I had to play Omar, who's the humble guy and toned. And yeah, it's different because you got to do your thing, because it shows on the camera.
Oh, I can see.
You got to show so you play the character. Don't get me wrong, I can use some of Thayer in these characters because I'll have spells of him and think, you know what, I would do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say that. I would do that. So Thayer, chuck a little 5% in a viewing this, chuck a little 2% of viewing this, and make it natural as possible. Like when I don't know if anyone watched Mosul, but the scene in the hotel room where I'm putting the shisha together.
Yeah.
And the
Is that
boys,
the beginning?
in the middle of the film. And the people were saying to me, Raz, you made that, when you was making the shisha, you made it look pure, easy. I said, you know why? I said, you know why? I said, because once I got there and I read all the script and seen what I was doing, they brought it to me. I asked production. I said, can I have the shisha now? They said, what for? I said, I want to practice now. We're not shooting this scene for another 6 weeks. I said, I want it now. Nice. And every day I'd practice in my hotel room. I'd go, what are you on about? Even do the dialogue, which I say, speak, wait to eat. I'd carry on, put the shisha together, put it away.
Nice.
Next day, do the same again. Kuwaiti speak. That's why when you watch it, it's almost like I'm not even looking at it. And my mate even said to me, bro, how you done it? He said, you weren't even looking at it. I was just going, putting the pipe together, burning it. Shut up, I'll sort it out. To make it look as natural as possible. Because when you're acting, yes, you're acting, but you have to make it look as real as possible. Yeah, I know he's an act, but you have to make it real as possible because people are going, oh, that doesn't happen like that. Oh, that's CGI. Oh, come on, man. You can't do that quick. See what I'm saying? So preparation. You've got to prep properly, especially for the stuff I'm doing, even with a gun. Yeah? In Baghdad Central, they said, can we see Thayer with a gun? I said, I just finished Mosul. So the director at the time was Ben Williams. He was the second director. And he said, can we have a trial run for Thayer, please, with the AK? So the boys didn't tell him. I got the, obviously, certificates now for any handgun, dushka, grenade, machine gun, reload, fire,
so you've
everything.
tried
Yeah,
them
we
all,
had to do a course, yeah. Obviously, they had certificates. You had to pass. No joke. And yeah, so they got one of the teams. So he just gives me the things on the table. So I got the AK. I just went like that. Boom, boom. Checked it. Got the magazine, full mag. Give it a little kick. Loaded it. I said, full auto or semi? So I just done it all natural, quick like that. He went, oh, well, let's try semi. See this thing, right? Listen to this. I'm not joking, right? He said, let's try semi. So I tried semi. So I comes round. I don't know if any of you watched it, but I'm coming down the balcony of a villa, and I pan out to the left like this, yeah. And
you look legit. Like.
And the rehearsal, I go so it's semi. I went, boom, 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 boom. I went like that. I cut in myself. I said, Ben, he's on cut. What's the matter?
I want it all.
I said, full auto, full mag. I said, they're coming. There's 8 contractors. They're coming to kill me. I need to feel like I'm in a effing... He said, no problem. He give me the full mag. Watch this. I comes round the corner. Full mag now. Full auto, yeah? Pans round. Boom, 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 boom. The take they used, I swear to God, it cracked the lens on the camera.
No.
It cracked the lens because the thing was too close.
The noises,
the pressure of the gun, yeah.
Okay.
The bullets flying out. Because if you watch it...
It's a big gun.
It's an AK-47. So I got it here, and obviously I've just done Mosul, so I had it for 3 months. Even if we won firing it, they said it's part of you. Your second domination, your handgun, and your AK, you have to have it with you all the time on set. So I come round with a full auto, who's lovely, and the things just fly. I said, that feels more natural and better. He said, no problem. Because they like to use semi, see? They don't like to use full auto. It's full auto, boom, you just click it down, just hold the thing. And then it just flies out and it feels nice.
That's mad, isn't it? What a job, like, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously, like the training for Mosul, that was class because Tiger Swan trained us. We had 2 Tiger Swan. They're a military company, contractors in America. So they brought them over for us. So they had to train us for 2 weeks at an abandoned hotel. The tactical movement as a SWAT team, how to execute an operation properly. It wasn't a joke. How to clear rooms. Aman, akhir wahid. Aman means safe. Akhir wahid means last man. Come in, have a look at the room. Aman, clear, out. Touch the shoulder, the leg. Do you know exactly how a SWAT team had to train? 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 a.m. I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 a.m. till 2 p.m. military training. 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. dialect training in a classroom like this, like a school. Together, Arabic. Even though I spoke fluent Iraqi,
that lingo.
They hear the Welsh accent. It's a Welsh accent. They say, Thaer Al-Shayei. Listen to him speak. Thayer, come here, talk. They're all laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing at? They said, we can hear your Welsh accent in your Iraqi. So we had Dr. Abbas there. He's a dialect coach. So when I speak in Arabic, speak high, he'd say, cut, speak, lift it, you're dropping it.
Should be high.
Yeah, do you get me?
No,
Because it
yeah.
comes from here. This is why I wish I learned Welsh. I wish I knew Welsh because Welsh comes from here. It comes from the bottom.
Would you ever consider learning
same
it?
as Arabic. I'd love to, man. I'd love to.
Yeah. You know, with this, with the Mosul, and I did ask you earlier, and as I said, where was it filmed? Because it looks legit. Was it Iraq? And you said they couldn't. So where was it again? Sorry.
It was filmed in Morocco. Matthew Canahan did want to film in Mosul. So
That'd be
the
on
foreign
top,
minister,
though, wouldn't it?
it was on top. The foreign minister said no chance about these lot. You want to come here?
They'll probably roll up on you during
That's what I'm
acting.
saying. And he said, so, excuse me, yeah, they went to Morocco. Well, there you go. I can't remember his name. The set designer who built the set, he won an Oscar for Lord of the Rings. I swear to God.
It looked so.
Bro, they brought the
so
whole, because the
real.
Russo Brothers. I forgot to mention the Russos. Come on. Everyone know who the Russos brothers are.
Yeah,
The boys behind the Marvel
big
movies.
films.
Do you get me? And they come over and they met us all and obviously they didn't tell us till we got there. So when we finished the camera tests and everything in London and the auditions and then we got given the role, once we got there they told us because it was called Picnic. It was all in the wraps. We had to sign NDAs. Even on set when people was coming saying, "Well, you filming?" They said, "We're not
Picnic.
filming. We're training. It's training camp." No one knew he was even making a film. It was all hush hush. All hush hush. Yeah, it was
It
top
looked
secret.
so real, didn't it? When we were watching it, the
Yeah, it
standoff
was.
scene and that, when they got the prisoner.
Yeah, in the bunker.
Yeah,
is it?
and the police, I can imagine what it's like over there. He's like, no, he's ours. Is
Yeah,
that the
and-
Iranians or something? No.
Yeah, that's it. And then they're debating about
Yeah, it's just
they're
mad,
debating
like.
about the politics and that. Because let's not forget Matthew Michael Canahan, the director and writer. He wrote The Kingdom with Jamie Foxx, World War Z
What a
with
film.
Brad Pitt, Deepwater Horizon with Jamie Foxx. He wrote Deepwater Horizon with Mark Wahlberg.
Matt Wolf, the oil rig one.
He
didn't it?
wrote 21 Bridges, one of Chadwick Boseman's old films. God rest his soul. Yeah, he wrote
Iconic.
that. He wrote Blackwater. He's the top. You can't get they're the highest ones who sit on that panel in LA. Do you get me? And then obviously not to mention they come back. I went to Venice Film Festival. It was shown in the Sala Grande, the biggest theatre over there. Red carpets, full house. We was crying our eyes out after it. The 6 minutes standing ovation, 1 minute less than the Joker.
Oh my God.
Joaquin Phoenix's film, no joke. And I was like, right, they're still clapping. Come outside, people's crying, hugging us and all that. You told the story, wicked. And then the next day, then we went to the public screening to do all interviews and our people was coming up to us, shaking our hands, having photos with us, saying, "Oh, you looks different," because I dress mad, don't I, with all the fedoras and all that.
Where is it?
They said, "Oh,
Where is
no,"
it?
because you said, "Yo, don't be turning up." You said, "Don't be turning up like in Hollywood." I said, "Oh, don't wreck my buzz. I sticks to my brand, bro. Come on."
But I normally wear a hat, yeah. So I thought I won't wear a hat now because my man's going to be wearing his hat.
The shirt's
And he didn't even
fitting,
bring
though,
the
the
hat.
shirt's
Yeah,
fitting.
I thought, you know what? I thought I can't, man. I had the yellow one. I had the don't.
You're like Keith Lemon with the
Yeah,
one on the
sure,
big
sure.
toe.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
That's what I mean. You
I
do
toned
dress
it down.
fresh, like, you know what I mean? And
You got to. I say this all the time. Stand
gotta
out.
keep
Don't
it.
stand in line. Be whatever industry you're in. Be the same when you're not basically in the office. So even though I'm not on set, I dress like I'm an actor. Like now, or even every day, I'll dress totally different. So I want people to say, like when we was in Venice, you see the famous photo of all of us on the red carpet.
Yeah.
I want someone to say, "Who's the with his school trousers on?"
let him talk about you, innit?
That's Thayer. The one with the skull on the blazer with the hat. Who's he? Statement. You have to put a statement. You're all the same. You got to say, "Oh, yo, who's a?" Going down the list. Nah. Yo, who's he?
Yeah.
That's a statement, what he's dressed like.
Exactly.
He wants to say something. He's saying something. But you can always tell about someone's sort of personality by the way they dress, correct? Mm-hmm. You can you? Because, you walk in the street and think, right, look what he got.
Tell a lot about a man's trainers.
Yeah,
like,
look what she's wearing or whatever. That's my industry. This is how we dress. Yeah, I know the system, offset and onset. I know it. I'm very industrious, man. I know the industry. I'm part of it. You get me?
Are you particular about brand image? Like, because obviously Thayer is now a brand. You are a brand now. You're almost like a business in a sense. Do you know what I mean? So, like, are you quite conscious of that? Like, do you try and protect that by doing certain things and not doing certain things?
I protect it, but I'm honest. And like I said earlier, I don't sell myself out for no one, man. Someone asks me a question, Thayer's answering it, not the industry. I'm not answering it because of the industry. Oh, I'm scared I won't work. Oh, shall I answer or shall I lie? Because they might tarnish me and think, oh, do you know what? Thayer, you shouldn't have said that. You'll never work again. What do you mean I won't fucking work again? I'll always work. Excuse my language. I tell you, ask me something. I'm too real. Again, I'm from St. Mellons, boys. I'm from a council estate. I'm from CF3, man. I'm from Cardiff, bruv. Yeah? I'm a street guy who picked a career which is hard and managed to do well in it. I can't sell myself out now because I know how hard I worked to get here. Why sell myself out now for? Oh, shall I really answer like this? Yes, I got to be careful how I answer, but if it's going to upset anyone, I don't care.
No.
What? Upset the industry. You labelled me as a terrorist for 18 years of my career. I didn't know. ISIS fighter number 1, let's not forget. Terrorist number 2. Muslim man gets on the bus with a rucksack. That's what my fucking credit was on a film.
What?
I rang the director and said, fucking get it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's anything
So
violent,
did I
anything
moan about that?
Is that what they said?
Yes,
Yeah.
did I moan about that? No, listen, they don't care in this industry. It's cutthroat. Thayer will blow that up.
That's horrendous.
That's how us law. This is why there was a massive issue when Disney done Aladdin. Yeah, when they cast, when they
Smith,
they was
really?
looking, yeah, when he was looking for the I can't remember who they used.
oh,
He was
wow.
brilliant. I can't remember his name. He's an Egyptian Canadian actor. 2,500 Arab boys. They auditioned. I even auditioned for Fat Aladdin, who was under in London. I didn't get it. Yeah, the issue was, oh, when you want terrorists and all that, there's loads of them. Look,
do you know what?
any actor can play any role. We just need to be given the chance. Unfortunately, they go by the way you look. Yeah, this is why I keep my hair long. I sell for the industry. Overnight, I can't grow a beard, but I can shave one.
it, yeah.
Overnight,
exactly.
I can't grow my hair, but I can cut it. So I keep it on reasonable terms. But to answer your question, yes, I'm a brand. I'm a genuine brand, and I'm a real brand.
That's good.
Whether it's going to upset people, listen, I don't care. It took me 18 years to get my break. Am I really going to sell myself out now, or say something which is going to upset someone? I respect everyone, any culture, any sex, any religion. LGBT community are good friends of mine. I respect everyone, and everyone respects me, and they know how real I am. They knows I'm real. In the industry, I got a good name. I help everyone. People know that. I help people get agents, managers. I put people through together. Like I said, I work with a charity called The Gloves Are On with Soraya Kelly.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
beat
Can you
cancer
talk
3
about
years
that?
ago. Yeah, of course, yeah. It's a charity called The Gloves Are On, Soraya Kelly owns. And then she wants to pass down again to the younger generation of children who want to do stuff because they're from deprived areas because they think they can't. But they can. So Soraya's job is she goes around different schools. She got like a well-being pack. We speak to different children who want to do things in life. And I'm a perfect example because I say to them, I'm from St. Mellons, guys. Yeah? St. Mellons,
Yeah.
Ely, like no offence to them areas, we're all sort of reasonably the same.
Of course.
St. Mellons loves motorbikes. Doors are
Lamrumney,
getting licked
St.
off
Mellons.
every day. Ely, Tremorfa, Lamrumney, these places, we're all similar. Do you see what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah.
So this is our job. As a charity, we go along and we speak to people and we help people then achieve things what they do in
That's
life.
fantastic. Well done for just The Gloves Are On, and you know,
Thank you.
Soraya, you said her name was,
Yeah,
yeah?
Soraya Kelly, yeah.
That's amazing. We'll have to contact her.
Yeah,
get
she
it on.
get it down, yeah, man. She got wicked. She got loads to tell. Because like I said, she beat cancer, man. Do you get me?
Yeah,
And in
that's-
2018, I met her. We done some work, and then I went to Morocco for 3 months, and I come back, and her charity went huge. And she's doing loads. She was in the OK magazine as like Woman of the Year or something.
Yeah, I have heard.
Not long ago, she was in the OK magazine as Woman of the Year for her charity,
Smashed
for
it.
what she's doing for the community and stuff like that. So again, you have to give back. So as my brand, I've always gone by, I send the elevator back down to the younger generation because I know how hard it is. I don't hog the industry. There's too many hoggers. Do you know because how hard it is? They hog it.
Yeah.
So if I'm going into an audition and they're looking for Arabs, as soon as I walk out of there, or before I walk out, I said, if you audition so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. They say no. I said, no problem, I'll ring them. So I ring them
Bring
and
them
say,
in.
I say, yo, so-and-so's casting for this. Get hold of your managers or your agents. Is it fair? Yeah, wicked, thank you, bro. It's karma.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later,
Someone
I
else
get a
didn't
phone
do
call
that.
off my agent saying you got an audition. I'm a true believer in karma, man. Help people, it comes back round. Do you understand what I'm
Nice.
saying? You got to, man. You can't hold. Listen,
But
you
it's
can't.
not. It's not give to receive. The why that it's not even like, you know, some people just give to receive, or I've done this to get this. But I can tell from you, it's just all genuine. Like, you know.
Yeah, of course. I know it's because I've done. I'm living here now.
Yeah.
I'm living here now. I'm doing it now. It's my job. So I know, no problem. Change this. Or Thayer, I'm struggling with this. Change that. Read this. Have a look at that. Change this. Change your headshots. Is your headshots what gets you in the door? Whoever's taking your photos, I tell them straight, do not let them Photoshop them. My headshot, my hair's a mess. Because then when I walk in the room, the director goes, you know what? He's exactly the same as his photo. He's not Photoshopped. Do you get me?
Nice.
I said, be careful. Because that
That's a
little
big
photo
thing, innit? Yeah.
is what gets you in the door. Yeah? You don't want to walk in the door and they go, ooh, he photoshopped the fuck. Yeah, wicked, we'll let you know, definitely. You walk out the room, they say, is he serious? I know, they're my friends. I know people who sit behind camera, in front of camera, casting directors, producers. I know them all, and I know what they think and what they want. Do you know what I mean?
That's sick, innit?
Do you know what I mean? It's like anything, man. It's whatever people want to do in life. If you want to be a football player, everyone wanted to be a football player. Even me when I was young. It's a first dream, innit? Yeah. And when we was in school, work experience, we always wanted to work in JD. Remember? Can you remember that? I don't know if you guys do.
No, I know.
Yeah, it was. And stuff like that, man. But you just got to. Yeah, look. It's hard. It's got to be hard. Imagine a world if it was easy. It wouldn't work. Because everyone's doing it. This is a true saying. If it was easy, everyone was doing it. You got to try. You got to push. You got to believe in yourself, and you can't give up. As simple as that. No matter how hard it gets, and if it does get too hard, and then you can always say, like me, for example, there's a good question someone asked me a couple of weeks ago. If I had to pick my son over my career, I'm picking my son. I said, come on, how can you ask me that?
It's a bit of a savage one, isn't it?
I know, but obviously what do we think? Asking me questions. I said, yeah, no problem. I picked my son, man.
It's mad that you say that as well, because you say about hard work and it not being easy and stuff like that. I watched a thing the other day. It was a podcast. I don't know if you've heard of him, Jordan Peterson. You heard of him, maybe?
Yeah, I think he's quite well known. He's Canadian, isn't he?
But he says that if you work just 10% harder than the average person, you go past that 9 to 5, you actually earn like 30 or 40% more than everyone else does. How mad is that?
Mad numbers,
that's in the long term.
That's 100%.
It's mad.
It's like if someone's training for something and they're only training 8 hours a day, but we're all going to train 10. We're going to have that advantage on them. Mm-hmm. So what he said there is 100% right. You always got to do what next man's not doing. You always got to push. My industry changes every day, not every week, not every month, not every year, every day. Oh, we only accept transfer files now. Sorry, we only accept Dropbox. This has to be 300 megabytes because we can't accept anything more than 300 because the server. We have to do it like this. You have to put all the scenes together, starting by scene 1, then Arabic, English, condensed down into one file, then send it. Everything changes. Everything changes every single day, especially my industry changes every single day and tested. And if I'm doing all them things and I'm going to persevere with all them things there, it's going to be stringing the next man, because next man can come across that and think, you know what, it's too hard, I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing all that. I'll pass on that. I won't pass on it. I say, no problem. You'll have it tomorrow morning.
So, obviously now restrictions are kind of easing and whatever, your face is out there more. What have you got planned for the future? Is there things you want to, is there things, you want to tick off, or is it things that, are coming in the pipeline now which people can expect,
Well, hopefully I'm going to July. I'm going to Portugal for an American film, playing like a bandit leader in there, which I can't really say too much about.
Hush, hush.
Yeah, hush,
Wait
hush.
and see.
Some American film. Excuse me. I auditioned for Gangs of London season 2.
Sick.
Not long ago.
Mad.
I cannot wait for that, and I hope you get that.
Yeah,
mate.
House of the Dragon, prequel to Game of Thrones. So just waiting, you just audition and you just wait to see if they want you. They'll ring you up and say, oh, can you read in for this? Another one called The Alchemist, which is based on a book, famous book. Lawrence Fishburne owns the rights. Now they're doing a film.
Lawrence Fishburne, big.
They're doing a film about it. It's based on a shepherd, a Spanish shepherd who goes to Egypt to go to the pyramids, but as long as on his route he meets all these spiritual people. So I auditioned for 2 different roles for that. So I'm just waiting to hear from that.
Nice.
But it's just a waiting game. You just got to keep trying.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I know it now. I'm on the platform. So it's just yes or no. 2 things. Yes and no. No, you got to be able to cope with. Yeah? Rejection. You can't deal with that? Ma'asalam. Ma'asalam means, you know what that means? Bye-bye in Arabic. It's a habit we all say, even my white and black actor friends.
Say it again.
Ma'asalam means bye-bye in Arabic, yeah?
Yeah.
So forget about it. Yeah. Rejection. You can't take rejection. You don't even bother even starting in this industry, because it's the first thing, it's part of it. It's part of it. It's blows like boxing, bang, bang, banging, and it takes as many shots as you can. You got to take them shots again. Why? Because it tells you who you are and it builds you up as a character. It carves you psychologically, mentally, and physically. It brings you who you are.
Do you know what I think's amazing though? You know how to accept the no's, but then you know how to deal with the yeses when.
Of course, you got to be able to control. You got to be able to control it. Like the ego things takes over with ego, and like do you get me? Like with, it's like anything with men. Like with all, like as like with man. Man got pride, yeah? Correct in saying that? Man got pride in anything in life, not even in just like filming or whatever it is. They deal with the no's. And when the yes comes along, how to control the yes. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. And that's like 100%. Anything in life, man. Even like for example, even like in relationships. We got baby mother at home, or whatever what you want to call her. Baby mother, wifey, my missus. No one goes by them, but man wants to explore the world. Correct? Yeah. Got this little thing on the side. Wallah, she's banging cuz. 10-10, look at her. Wallah, she's fit. Don't go by wifey though. Don't even compliment my missus. I'm in a car. Yeah, that's wifey. Wifey's at home. But men want to explore the world. Oh, check this one out. Wallah, she's banging cuz. 10-10, skills in the bedroom. I got this banging one. She's gone, then you're on the next. But we got wifey at home. That's men for you, man. Do you get me? But then not women, all, man. I don't know they're 10 times worse.
Don't know what you're on about.
No, not the majority of men, for all the listeners. So, but I'm just giving you an example, like when the yes comes and the no comes, man don't like to be told no. That's our nature. Yeah. Man doesn't like to be told no. Even off a woman. Look how man goes when he's trying to link a girl, yeah? He wants a little thing on a weekend. What happens when a girl's like, nah? What you mean? Tell her, blocked, unblocked, block, follow, unblock, putting subliminal stories up, refer to her or him. Playing mind games and all stuff like that. That's man for you, bro. But then women exactly the same. 10 times worse. 100%. So women, when you're listening, you're going to hate me, but it's true. Yeah, next question, brother.
I was going to say move on from that.
Trust me.
You're going to get battered.
Facts, bro. Facts. Social media plays a very, 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 very big part of our lives these days.
Well, it is. We got, as bad as it is, like, we say about bringing kids into this life and the kids who are 10, 12 now playing on their games non-stop, on their phones. We never had that, did we, growing up? But you have got to move with the times, though.
That's it. We can't
keep our kids not having technology.
We're jumping off a subway on an old mattress.
Exactly.
About 3 of us on a Grandpa 90, going through St. Mellons, Tesco Fields.
I can imagine.
Getting chases off the police. Do you get me? Going to the fish market, buying a pig's head and stick it on a copper's car on Halloween, toppling cars on bonfire night. All them days are gone.
Them days are
like we said, you got to adapt with the times.
And the thing is as well, like, you could say, I always said, what, my kid won't have a phone. No, they won't be on social media. They won't be addicted to this, but they'll get bullied then in school
100%.
for not being in that circle.
It's a society thing. Dad, I want a line in my eyebrow. Oh, here we go. I knew it was going to start.
Remember the night ticks on the back of your head?
Yeah, the borders. Yeah. I used to have them all.
Lazaroo patterns all over.
Martin down Lazaroo Riverside. That was my garage days, yeah? Do you understand what I mean? And then he comes home from school, I want iPhone 6S. Yeah. My mate got iPhone 6. Oh, S, it only does this, yeah, but I want an S. Because everyone got an S.
Yeah.
And then they want to dress, the designers. Then they want to wear this. Then they want to go here. Oh, there's a party. And I'm thinking, that's when it kicks in, you're thinking, no. And obviously then, more respect to the parents who got girls. Especially in society and these days and all that, yeah? Even like social media is a better PR machine than dating sites. As far as I'm concerned, Facebook, Instagram and all that. Yo, check this thing, she DM'd me last night. Instagram, not even a dating site. Do you see what I'm on about? Yeah. So, like you said, you see the famous pictures, don't you, where there's like a kid in a park with his leg on a football, sulking, and there's a girl on a swing on her phone. A boy going down a slide on an iPad, yeah, and a group of boys and girls all around an iPad, and it's just a kid in the park sulking with to show you how society and technology is these days. Do you get me now? How everyone's engrossed. I'm like, I'll be honest, it's like crack. I wake up in the morning, I haven't even opened my eyes. Where's my phone? I'm like this. I'm looking at Instagram. Oh, no, we'll have a little 10 minutes. My snooze is social media. Yeah. Not snooze on my alarm. A little 10 minutes, have a look at Twitter. People having murder, matchroom boxing. I read that last night. Have another little 10 minutes. Facebook Market. Any bargains? Nah, pony.
No, you're
Go back to sleep. Right. Back on Instagram. Yeah. Controls it. This is why it was nice for me to come off social media for Ramadan.
Yeah, you smashed that.
Yeah, you have to detox, bro, because you know what it's like. I know we fast, but you got to refrain from like music.
You've got to detox from. You got to fast from everything.
Refrain from sex. refrain from like looking at like naked women photos and stuff like that. You know the score. You goes on Instagram.
Yeah.
You got an influencer in Dubai half naked. I can't look at that if I'm fasting. You with me?
You know, we were saying earlier about like you saying being able to like control yourself and control your brand. Obviously, do you feel like, you know, as a man of faith and as a man of religion and stuff like that, how do you feel like, you know, do you feel like the two ever like conflict in a way, or do you ever feel like you have certain pressures that, you know, I can't do that because it's going to contradict my faith and stuff like that?
Of course, there's different. Obviously, there's certain roles which I won't play. Agents, managers know about that anyway. They won't even ask me. I have been offered before, no audition. I think after fees was 147 grand for 6 episodes, and I turned them down.
Because of what? What was the character?
Obviously, because of my religion.
Right, okay.
Religion and stuff like that. But I'll still work. Again, I don't care who it upsets.
What character was that though?
But
Did they
there's
ask you to
like
play?
Someone on drugs and stuff, is it?
yeah, no, it was just basically, it was like it was based on like a suicide bombing.
Why did they always
Suicide bombing, and basically was a guy who justified Islam to commit suicide bombing, and he made vests for teenagers to wear to go into buildings and blow themselves up.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, man. I said, no, thank you.
And
Do you know what?
Really, I'm not saying that I understand, because I'm not, I'm a white revert. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I can understand in the sense of a religious perspective of somebody who, I've never had a negative impression of Islam, but there's people out there that do.
Yeah, of course,
And
because
that's just feeding that.
Them people,
do you get me?
They don't understand it, man. It's like when you see something straight away. Like the COVID, we all panicked. People sharing videos and photos of the army, remember? Driving to different cities. The world's gone mad. Everyone's dressed like they're going to the moon.
Martial law and that.
It's a virus. And if you're over 60, it's going to kill you. They made it like so they can control everything, because we didn't know about it. Yeah. Slowly, we started finding things out about it. Are you with me? It's the same with any religion. People don't understand Islam. Yeah, people don't understand it. They just go off what they see on the news. Like I said, there's 5% in the Muslim world who do wrong, who try and justify their killings by our religion. No, all religions lead to God. As simple as that. There's 1.8 billion Muslims in the world. If we were all terrorists, these 4 wouldn't be alive. Correct? Do your history on things, read about it, and then they'd understand. But obviously the media and everything like that twists things, because, yes, there is 5% in our world who justify their killings from our religion. Yeah. And everyone then goes off that 5% instead of listening to the other 95.
Yeah. There's extremists in Christianity.
Yeah, of course there's extremists in everyone, but unfortunately the 5% in ours are out there in the world.
Yeah. And
they're just putting it out there, promoting it like, yeah, look at this, look at the film I done. And it's perfect, I'm glad you asked this. We all had death threats.
Wow.
After Mosul.
Oh
yeah, I had a massive email off some people I can't say who they were in America, and they said they'll bring a team from London to look after me for a week wherever I was going and all that. Seriously, no joke. The major, they rung his missus or something. Something happened. I can't remember what it was. Like satellite phones, brrr, beep, and say something, brrr, beep, and say something so you can trace it. Saying you were effing liars, you never won that. Then the Thayer SWAT team didn't win that, we effing killed you all. You had like 2,800 messages on Facebook.
Wow.
I swear to God, they rang us and said, come off social media for 10 days, because we need to monitor this. It ain't no joke, they had to move him out of his house and everything.
Madness.
That's absolutely mad.
Do you know what?
It's very sensitive, see? This is why I say to people again, when you're taking scripts and you're taking certain things, it's like, for example, now, the trailer for No Ordinary Man, I don't know if you've watched it, but at the beginning of the trailer, I'm praying in the mosque, innit?
Yeah.
And the trailer, it was Azan. So we had a meeting, me, the director, the writer, and his...
Because you got to know the ins and outs of that, obviously.
And his DOP, obviously, because he's a Muslim writer and director. I said, brother, we got to take it out.
Really,
you know what?
I said, we got to take it out. Reason being, one is that Azan is the call of prayer.
Yeah, of course.
I does it if I'm sat on the toilet. You're going to go through social media. I said, someone's going to be in a toilet in a club going, yo, have you seen this? That can't play there. It's very sensitive what you say and what you put out, and that's in every religion. I tell people, be careful what you put out and whatever you say. In every religion, I said, you've got to respect them all. Islam speaks about them all. It speaks about, the Quran speaks about Musa alayhi salam, Moses, Isa alayhi salam, Jesus, peace be upon him. They all come before our religion. So I said, you got to respect them all, and you got to be careful what you say, especially in film and TV, because this is what's corrupting people, man. And media, it sends seeds out there, and it lets it manifest in their head. But the ideology which they say, ISIS and or whatever other military groups, is wrong. None of that. Read the Quran. I say to people, go and read the Quran first. Do you get me? He's a famous American guy. After 9/11, I can't remember what, a bomb went off somewhere. I think it was a Boston one in a marathon. Some guy was vexed, which obviously, rightly so, he should be. Because so would I, because it affects us. It affects the Muslims then, do you get me? Because of these 5%.
You want to try and prove, you want to get your point across.
He was ex-military. He made a bomb to go and blow a mosque up. Yeah? In America. He went there, got fought, I don't know what happened, so they welcomed him in. They said, brother, relax, man. What questions you got?
I seen it.
You see it?
Yeah, I seen it.
So they welcomed him in the mosque. They said, take the Quran, read it. He come back with the Quran. See, I got him. You can see his interview. You can watch it, honest to God. He's going, see, I got him. The guy said, what do you mean? This is what that means. That's 1600 years ago. What are you on about? Take it back, come back tomorrow. He said, I come back the next day. I definitely got him now. Look at this. What's that? What do you mean, what's that? That's what that means. And that's what that means. Come back tomorrow. 5 days in a row. Do you know when he came back on the 5th day? He turned Muslim. He took the Shahada.
What?
Because he done his research. Like, come on, guys, watch this. Let me give you an example. Say we don't pray to no one. Okay? Say there's not a God. Because Islam means submission. You're submitting to someone. Yeah? So for the listeners, I'm not making out I'm a sheikh now, because I'm going to get all the haram police now when they listen to this. He's going on like this. He don't pray 5 times a day, blah, blah, blah. But oh, remember, half of you sell drugs, half of you sell alcohol, and half your houses are a mortgage. So that shuts you lot up. Right then, the point I'm making. By not drinking alcohol, is that good for you?
No.
No, by not drinking it, is it good?
Yes.
Does it help?
Yeah, of course it does.
Yes. By not gambling.
Of course.
Yeah? Paying charity.
Yeah.
Not taking drugs.
Of course.
Yeah? Helping people. See them 5 things? They're Islam. That's our religion.
Yeah.
So how can it be bad? Because we pray to someone? Which we can't see. I can't prove to you he is, and I can't prove he's not. But it is one God. It's simple as that. The God of all prophets, like I said to you earlier. Yeah. The God of Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad. And like I said about Iblis, the Shaitan was there first. Satan was there first. He was the first creation. He was God's right-hand man.
Fallen angel.
Yeah? Made of fire. Powerful. Come on, he's God's right-hand man. Who else doesn't want to be that? Whoever believes in God, yeah? And then he created Adam and Eve. Give him the thing, said, I'm your Lord. Fall prostrate. They fell prostrate. Fall prostrate, I am your Lord. No. I served you. I'm made from fire. They're made from clay and water. Get out. He said, make me one of the disobedient ones. From this day on, I'll drift amongst the ambush and drift them off your straight path. God replied, while their souls are still in their body, if they ask for repentance, I'll forgive them. That's when he becomes Shaitan. Because he wasn't bad. He was an angel first.
Shaitan.
Then he becomes Satan. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then he becomes Satan. So in Islam, is one God we believe in. Allah means God. Like salam alaikum is hello. Tufah is apple. It's just in Arabic. We say Allah is God, one God. The God of who? All of them. Who stem? Moses come first. Jesus was the spirit. We don't say Jesus is God, because anyone who's worthy of being prayed to in a human form would be Adam. And he didn't listen to God because he ate from the apple and took Satan's thing, yeah? No offense to anyone who does say Jesus is God, but in Islam we say we don't. He's a prophet. And then obviously then Muhammad, but they all spoke about each other. Where do you think we got the scarf from? You know the scarf? In hijab?
Yeah.
Christian.
Mary.
Nuns.
Go to the Vatican.
Yeah.
I went to the Champions League final. Man United, Barcelona. We went to the
I hope you didn't go to watch Man U.
the Sistine Chapel. The Sistine Chapel, yeah.
Yes.
And when we went in there, it was summer, so I had shorts and a vest on. There was a certain part of it I couldn't go in.
Because of having to
I
wear...
wasn't covered.
Mad.
And their toilets were like the same ones in the mosque, with a hole in the ground, because you have to wash properly and all that. So they speak of them all. They have to speak. We can't just say, you know, like if you converted in Islam, I don't know who you took the Shahada with, but I know some sheikhs, when they've asked people to take the Shahada, they ask them, do you believe in Abraham? Do you believe in Moses and Jesus? Because if you don't believe them then, you can't be Muslim. You can't. How can you when they come before?
Thayer, listen, I'd love to stay here all day and talk to you.
Brother,
I think we're going to have you back again, 100%.
no problem at all, man.
There is one thing I'd like to say before, one thing I'd like to do before we go. It's just a little couple of questions. Just would you rather questions.
Fires away, man.
Theatre or film?
Both. Because that's where you learn your trade.
Okay. If you had to choose one person to work with, DiCaprio or Meryl Streep?
Both.
Can't choose one.
DiCaprio.
Ooh. Do you know what? I knew you liked the both in it, so...
Yeah, DiCaprio, man.
This is a tough one for you, I know it is. Boxing or kickboxing?
Tough, you serious? None of them are not good, are either of them. And that boxing.
All right. I heard, I read something up and you were saying you like listening to Queen.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you had to choose a favourite song, I'll take Bohemian Rhapsody out because most people say that. Radio Gaga or Another One Bites the Dust?
Which one of them?
Would you prefer, is your favourite, like?
Another One Bites the Dust.
Okay. And these are just some little random ones then. So if you could explore, which one of these would it be? Deep Sea or Deep Space?
Deep Space.
Okay. Eradicate homelessness or eradicate drugs?
Ooh. That's a hard question because drugs leads to homelessness and so does depression.
It does.
Without drugs lead to... I can't say both, can I?
They come hand in hand, I think. You know, it's
They
just how
come-
you
yeah,
would
do you know
view it
what?
yourself.
Just homelessness altogether.
Well, yeah,
Because
that's-
drugs leads to homelessness.
Exactly.
And it's not drugs which leads to homelessness. It could be alcohol, it could be depression, it could be someone losing someone in life and they lose everything. It could be gambling. So in that respect, I'd just say, do you know what? It's a tricky question.
Just homelessness, you said, didn't it?
Yeah, homelessness.
That's
man.
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. If you could choose one person to meet, would it be your great-great-grandson or your great-great-grandparents?
Great-great-grandparents.
Is that the ones in Iraq, is it?
Yeah, well, obviously they're not alive now, but I would have liked to have met them.
Okay, nice. And a final one. If you had two superpowers, one for yourself and one to help others, what would they be?
For me, a superpower, mind read. Because that you'll just control the world with. And one to give people. Health. Health, man. You can't put a price on life.
So
as
just
far as I'm concerned.
cure any diseases, basically.
Secure any diseases, and only quickly before
Nice.
you finish, it's like Jim Carrey said. I wish everyone in the world was rich and famous, so they know that's not the answer.
Do you know what,
That's
bro?
amazing.
I want to say as well, just before we finish up, I can see you're a great soul. The way you speak and the way you carry yourself as a man, honestly, mate, you
Like the
deserve
rumour, mate.
everything.
Like a
You
rumour.
deserve all the success.
You got to, man. You got to speak from the heart, and any questions
Amazing.
you've asked, I've answered from my heart. To whoever's going to watch this and listen to it, if I've offended any of you, I don't give a and for the other people who's
Love
going to
it.
like it, if anyone wants to reach out to me, you can reach out. Thanks for
You've
having me,
inspired
guys,
me so
honestly.
much. Even just this conversation's inspired
Yeah, of
me a
course,
lot.
man.
Is there anything people need to watch out for? Where could they watch Baghdad Central? And
Yes,
stuff like
thanks.
this?
You can watch Baghdad Central. Is on All 4 catch up. Channel 4 is a 6-part drama based on a book by the same name. I play Omar. And Mosul is a feature film about the Iraq infiltration of Mosul by ISIS in 2014, based on an article called The Desperate Battle to Destroy ISIS. I play Hooker in it. That's on Netflix now at the moment. Mosul, Mosul. Them two, the recent projects I've done. And the trailer for No Ordinary Man is on my socials. And my socials are Thaer Al-Shayei, ThaerAlShayei. Oh, yeah. I'll leave that to Cullen.
Thank you very much. You know, it's been a pleasure.
Anytime, man. You know that, my
so
brother.
much.
Thank
Honestly,
you,
bro,
boys.
thank you so much.
Yes.
Honestly, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Respect to the
You
background
smashed it.
crew as well.
Yeah, smashed it. man.
Smashed it,
Yeah,
boys.
love.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Welcome.
See you next week.
The Central Club.